Hello.
Deepak bhai, can we start?
Can we start now?
Please, sir.
We have almost 80 to 90 people online. People have already joined. So, good evening, friends. My name is Deepak Shah. I am from Baroda Management Association Friday Evening Talk, and we welcome all of you to this wonderful talk from Mr. Sharad Patel. He is going to talk on various soft skill, how you can achieve with the help of online portal. So it's basically about the English language pronunciation, your interview skill, your video interview, your listening, your email writing skill, your simulated conversation skill, body language, telephonic conversation, what etiquette, what all is to be observed. And see, there are certain things are basically a matter of information. Once it is available, we basically follow. Many times we don't know what are the etiquette available while writing a mail. So those things are basically made known to you with the help of this particular program. So you just wait, and we will have a wonderful session from Mr. Sharad Patel, and he will take us through the entire their website and how exactly a person can learn various things out of this program. And same thing can be made available to the various companies. Let's say one company is interested in creating their own domain expertise. So probably you can try those things. So this is a new technology which use artificial intelligence. They keep you continuously engaged with the systems. It's not like you run a video and the video is going on. So this is basically made very intelligently. So just have a look. And without taking much time, now I hand over to Mr. Sharad Patel to deliver his talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deepak Bhai, and thank you, BMA, to allow us to talk to you a little bit about our technology. I'm just going to run you through my experience as a student of soft skills. My whole career, whether that was as a student when I came here to Australia, to my building my first company, to my then building several companies, it was all around soft skills or all around mentoring people. So I personally, I love soft skills. I love the fact that there are a bunch or set skill set which can actually allow you to carve a career above and beyond your technical skills or hard skills. There is no better or place or appreciation for soft skills than what is existent today, especially in the post-pandemic world where soft skills is becoming so much more important, where automation is,
Sharad bhai,
yes.
can you speak little louder? Your voice is
Sorry.
slightly slow.
Okay,
Yeah, speak little
I'll
louder.
come closer and I'll speak very loud. So especially in the post-pandemic world, and it has become very, very important that everyone relies on soft skills. Even what we are doing right now, having this conversation over Zoom is in a way a spin-off of what soft skills is all about. It teaches us how to engage ourselves or how to become better at engaging with people over virtual medium. What we did with Skitter. So Skitter is something which obviously started off as an idea. It was very close to our heart. I coming from a very small time place, when we started off from Anand, had it not been for our soft skills, had it not been for the strong skill set that we had as growing up as kids, where we gathered all the soft skills and we were able to apply that during our professional life, things would have been very hard for us. Along the way, when I met my business partners, Amish and Vipul, we knew that we needed to build a technology which could transcend through all sorts of geographical boundaries. We knew that to solve a problem, it was important to identify a problem. So at the very beginning, at the very onset, we identified the problem. And the problem is, and I'll put it in my own words, and you can very well, understand it. The problem is there are thousands and thousands of online websites or online portals which are out there, which are imparting soft skills or skills per se. Uh, and the problem in there is that soft skills, when it is imparted in a unidimensional manner or a unilateral or in a video-based manner or a material-based manner, it only allows you to gather knowledge. It doesn't allow you to gather skills which are transferable skills. I believe there has been enough discussed around this. There is a lot of knowledge around this. There is a lot of exposure around this. So I'm not going to waste a lot of time into going about on and on about what the challenges are with soft skills. I'm going to talk more about what solution we pose as Skitter, trying to allow people to acquire soft skills in a practice-based environment. As Deepak very rightly put, that we have built this technology. It's an interactive learning technology. There are 5 parts of our technology. So the first part is what we call the LMS. What we have done is our LMS, and I'll very quickly take a couple of minutes just to explain, and then I'll show you our technologies. Our LMS is actually, we have deconstructed every aspect of soft skills just so that to make it easier for our students, whether it's a corporate, whether it's a graduate, whether it's just a learner, it becomes easier for them to first and foremost understand what soft skills are. Post that, we have used a very interactive LMS. The reason being that they say that a forgetting curve starts after 30 to 45 seconds of you watching a video. We deliberately wanted to stay away from videos. We wanted to make sure that our LMS, it is so interactive that every 10 to 15 seconds, the learner is required to do one or the other form of exercise. So whether it is a drag and drop, whether it's flip an image or just fill in the gap, it keeps them plugged in throughout the learning journey. The LMS then leads you to what we call our USP, which is our practice dojos or dojos, what we call practice tools. Now, these practice tools allow our learners to then practice whatever is being taught in theory and acquire those skills. The third part, which is very important part of our tool, is what we call Skills Guru. So Skills Guru is an area which captures your entire trajectory or your journey of what you are practicing. So the algorithm is written in such a way that 80% weightage is given to the practice and 20% weightage is given to theory. Very simply, if it was only theory that we had to promote and teach, I mean, as I said, there are thousands of people who are more or less doing, a better job. After the area captures your trajectory or your practice, then comes our most important part, or rather the most important piece of learning, which is the feedback. So we've created this tool called Skitter Reflect. So Skitter Reflect is an area where all your practice, whatever, whether it's an audio file or a video file that you use to practice, is then reviewed by our reviewers in the backend, and then you are given a rating. And at the very end is a certification, which is very, very simply, you get a certification of completion of the entire journey. Also, we are in the process of building an area called Skitter Smart. So Skitter Smart is going to be a kind of a synonym or a parallel to draw would be LinkedIn. So LinkedIn allows you to obviously highlight your technical skills or hard skills. Skitter Smart is going to be an area which is going to allow you to qualify and quantify, or quantify and qualify your hard soft skills. So whereas LinkedIn, for example, it allows you to highlight your hard skills, but when it comes to soft skills, it relies on adjectives. So for example, if I have to write down my resume on LinkedIn or any other resume website, I'll just say, look, Sharad Patel, he's done his bachelor's in food technology, and he's got an MBA in e-commerce. And then when it comes to soft skills, I might use adjectives like a great orator or great communicator or good at team building and so on and so forth. But what it does not tell my interviewer or my recruiter or my audience is whether any of those skills that I'm writing, the soft skills I'm writing, is there any matter in it, or is there any quality in it? So for us to transcend whatever the learner is learning through Skitter into something which is quantifiable and qualifiable, we are using this area called Skitter Smart, which will allow the learners to use all the skills guru, all the values that are drawn from skills guru, they are going to be applied to Skitter Smart, and they're going to build their resume based on their soft skills as well as hard skills. So then that suddenly becomes your window of an accurate, a kind of accurate picture of your prowess. So without much further ado, I'm just going to go into our website to start with. So let me just sorry, let me know if you guys, if it's visible. Deepak bhai, am I visible? Sorry. So this is our landing page. This is what skitter.com is. So when the audience or the learner comes onto our website, the first thing they're required to do is take our test, which is called Skillometer. So Skillometer is basically an area that allows them to test their skills. So starting from, let's say, argument's sake, a learner comes onto our website, they click onto our communication skills. It takes a quick 5-minute test, which is a 15 question test, which is multiple choice. Once they complete the test, it takes them to basically at the end of the test, it asks them to submit the test. Once they submit the test, it asks them to fill in their email addresses, and they are sent an email, which is basically a certificate of participation, thanking them for obviously taking the test. The whole idea is to get them to take a quick 15 question test so that we can peg their skills, or we can tell them, or we can show them what is the real meaning behind communication skills. So what is the real meaning behind body language skills? So it's just a kind of a screening test that is done at the beginning. Sorry, they can't see?
Yeah, the slide is not the right place.
Okay, sorry.
We are able to see the screen.
You are? Okay, because I was asking, sorry, Deepak bhai.
No, we are able to.
Okay.
Now it's not visible.
Okay, just a second. Can you see now?
No, it has started sharing. Wait.
Can, or you can't still?
You just share the screen.
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen. It's showing. Let me do it again once again. You can now or not? Amish, can you see?
Yes.
Okay. Participation. Okay. So basically, once they go on the website, they take a test. It sends them a certificate of participation. Again, there is a link in the certificate which then takes them to our main area. And I am going to go into our portal straight away. So this is the landing page, or this is the portal. Can you see that, Amish? Yeah.
Yeah, we are able to see.
Okay, beautiful. All right, I have to keep checking time and again. Please excuse me if I do this, because I want to make sure we capture all of that. So this is our this is what we call our landing page of our portal. As you can see, there are three. Okay. So there are three courses out here. Three modules: gold and platinum. Very simply put, we have created the modules in such a way that we want to start by obviously touching upon the basics of soft skills. The various topics that are included on the first in the what we call silver, just introductory. So I'll just show you what our LMS looks like. All right. So very simply put, the LMS is just, as I said, everyone's got an LMS. So its LMS is very highly visual. This is our virtual tutor, Shaila. So Shaila is going to take them through the course. The learners are going to be explained the game mechanism. The idea is to obviously keep it very, very engaging, whilst obviously taking them to different levels. This is what we call our visual menu. So where the journey starts here. Before they start the journey, there is something called a pre-assessment test that they take. Once the learner takes a pre-assessment test, it allows us to then peg their skills at the beginning. So everything that we are doing right now is also getting recorded in what we call Skills Guru, which is our recording area, which I'm going to show you later. So this is basically the area where they take the quiz. Once they take the quiz, it gives them the assessment. Then it takes them to different parts of the soft skills.
Find out what soft skills mean. Personality attributes that people are born with or acquire with age. Enable us to work in teams and relate with each other. Best demonstrated through effective communication.
So what we do here is while explaining soft skills, we break it down into small little micro nuggets. The importance behind obviously breaking it down is that it becomes very hard otherwise if you load it down in a I guess voluminous form, because people are not able to grasp it. So what we have done is we've deliberately broken it down into each small little aspect of soft skills. So the first part obviously teaches them the basics of soft skills. The next part then goes into the different categories of soft skills, then into what are soft skills. So for example, if we go into the different soft skills, it just not only teaches them about what different soft skills are, it then teaches them based on scenarios. So for example, this is one of our scenarios, as you can see. I'm not sure if you can hear the voiceover, but everything that you see has got a clear voiceover. And it's also got, if people, for example, if they have trouble, listening to the voiceover or understanding it, there is also a script just to make it very, very easy. The idea is to make it very user-friendly so that they keep fully plugged in. So as you can see, this is not just a video. It actually runs based on activities. So you have to continuously do the activities. Obviously, because I've attempted previously, it's allowing me to browse through. This is the part where we obviously teach them different aspect of communication skills. So whether what role does communication skills play into in a professional life or a personal life. So after we take them into the world of soft skills, then we go into the nonverbal part of communication skills. So what is nonverbal communication skills? For example, we teach them how are eyes important, what is importance of smile, what is the right amount of smile. We have then embedded all these kinds of videos that you can see, where we have showed them what celebrities, for example, or world leaders, what kind of body cues or body language they use to deliver a certain kind of message. With eye contact, we teach them, what is the right amount of eye contact, what is what does lack of eye contact mean, or what does a continuous stare mean. Now, the whole time when we are teaching all this, we are continuously remember that we are monitoring their progress. So it is being recorded in Skills Guru. Whilst they are being taught this, is when it takes them, after they have explored all aspects of soft skills, this is when it goes into what we call our dojo, or the practice area. Now, the practice area, it starts off by teaching them what is formal introduction, what is informal introduction. Now, because it will take us a while to go into the practice dojo, I'm just going to take you into our tools, which there are 9 tools out there, just so that we show you how we allow them to practice using these tools. So first and foremost, I'm going to show you what we, and once again, I'll check. Can you see my screen when I've changed the screen, Deepak bhai? Yes? No? Maybe? Can you see the screen, Deepak bhai? Nimal bhai?
Hello.
Yeah, can you see this?
Yeah, please.
Okay, beautiful. All right.
Okay.
So this is what we call a grooming tool. Very simply, we've started it off with a very gamified version. So this is something where obviously they don't require a lot of practice aspect of this. This is more about teaching them what is the right dressing. So for us to teach them right dressing, we have just used a mannequin. We kind of show them, what is, just bear with me. Let me pull that down. Okay, so we show them what is the different formal and informal way of dressing. So for example, there are scenarios which will then pop up, and the scenario will say, okay, your name is Rita, you're going for an interview. How will you dress today? So the idea is,
selection. Please choose formal.
So this shows that this is wrong selection. You cannot choose this because it's a formal interview.
Well done. Good
So
job.
this shows well done. It's a good job because obviously you click the top. Now the bottom, when she starts picking the bottom, then it shows what would be a formal bottom. Inappropriate selection. You can't wear that.
Well done. Good
This
job.
is good job. Obviously a blazer. So it shows them, what is the right blazer, for example, because this is more for a club.
Well done.
Good job. And as you can see, while this is happening, the mannequin obviously keeps changing.
Well done.
Good job. And hairstyle, which is also another part of grooming that we teach. And
well done. Good
good job. So the whole idea is to basically teach them, and there is similar dojo for males. So it's about teaching them how to dress. We obviously have another mannequin, which is more around dressing for hospitality, for example, or if you want to teach them dressing for a certain occasion or dressing for a company, for example, Ford Motors. When we went to Ford Motors, they were interested in teaching their dealerships how to dress for the floor, how to dress up for customer facing roles. So using this, we can teach them what is right dressing, what is wrong dressing, what is grooming. The next part is, this is our pronunciation dojo, or this is a dojo where obviously they go and pronounce different words. The whole idea is to get them to not only understand how different words sound, but they need to then pronounce the word themselves. So for example, when I click this, I can hear it says government. Then I go and say government, record it, and then it gives me well done, that my pronunciation matching 95% or 100%, for example, accurate to the actual pronunciation. And this pronunciation is drawn from a dictionary called Collins API. So this is where obviously it's the British accent. So we want to make sure that they start pronouncing the words correctly. After they pronounce the words, this is where it goes into using the words into a sentence. So for example, in this case, there is a verb that I've practiced, which is called play. So how does, what are different ways to use play in a simple sentence? is what this activity teaches. So these are all jumbled up sentences. So then I have to rearrange, for example, it in a sentence, in a correct sentence. So for example, it is fun to play while football, which is not correct. So for this is going to show us that it's wrong. So once I keep attempting it 3 times, it tells me, okay, this is the right one. It is fun to play football while it is raining. So, and then I have to record that sentence. The idea behind recording is there is something called myelin, which is a kind of a fat which surrounds the nerves, which is very well developed in athletes or actors or world leaders, for example, or people who practice a lot. Unless you practice, there is no point in just gaining knowledge, because that is not going to go from normation to formation and from formation to a transferable skill. So the science that we have used is practice, 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 which means oracy, where, for example, in childhood, a mother or father, the way they teach a child how to pronounce correctly, or how to speak rather, is by saying that same word over and over again and correcting them. So we have actually captured the whole science of oracy into all our dojos. So the idea here is to get them to record the sentence, not only form the sentence, they record the sentence. So when I'm recording, for example, it is fun to play football while it is raining. So not only then it allows me to understand the sentence, it also allows me to understand how the sentence is spoken. So this is our what we call our pronunciation dojo, where there is pronunciation, and then we teach them how to use those words in a simple sentence, complex sentence, and then compound sentence. And each sentence that is being recorded, or each recording that you're making, it goes and sits into our main area, which is called My Learning Dashboard or My Recordings, and all the recordings gather in that area. And I'll tell you the reason why it is being recorded and stored there. This is our another dojo. Sorry, this is our another dojo, which is our, sorry, let me go right. Okay, this is our interview dojo. Now, while they are going to be practicing different skills, one of the very important skills we teach in the silver module is going to be how to face interviews. So in silver module, we teach them, for example, how to crack the ice, or how to break ice when you go in a formal interview. That is where a lot of job seekers, or whether it's a beginners at work, they struggle because they don't know how to start a conversation. So this is one excellent area which actually teaches them how to clear interviews or take interviews. So the idea behind this is we have created what we call a confidence building section, where they do a crash course of confidence building. Now we have used a popular website or a host. She teaches them how to take questions. These are basic questions. So these are basic questions which are generally asked when you go for an interview. So as you can see, the whole idea is to allow them to record their answers. So for example, tell me something about yourself is such a commonly asked question. So I record my answer. I am a keen avid reader. I like to play golf, and I like to socialize. I stop the recording. My recording goes and sits here. I can listen to the recording, and then I can save and continue. So it allows me to then keep recording. What are my biggest achievements? Again, stop, save and continue. Sorry, I'll have to take you guys through this for a quick take. What is your greatest failure in life? What are my hobbies?
What are your hobbies, or what are you passionate about?
So this is an area which obviously preps them up for what is going to come second, or what is going to come next after this. Congratulations. Now it just says take me to my scenario. So I'm going to skip this. Now, this is what would be of lot of interest to whether you are a business owner, whether you are an education partner, whether you are a learner. So this is an area where lots and lots of scenarios are sitting there based on industry. So let's say we will take the first one very simply, automotive. The first scenario is, okay, automotive industry, it's a finance or accounting role, or I am, say, an engineer, and I am going to go for a sales trainee's role. So I can go and practice this scenario. So scenario comes up, there is a whole, bunch of information given that your name is so-and-so, you are Vishal. First question pops up. Thanks for coming, Vishal. How are you? How was your travel? I travel fine here. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Now, a lot of times, I guess the beginners, they struggle of what to say. That's why we've got the tips here as well. So where they can, as you can see, they can obviously read this question. So if I'm a beginner, if I'm just learning how to answer this question, then I'll just go and simply repeat what's written here. I am great, ma'am. Thanks for asking. I didn't need to travel far as I've arrived, and so on and so forth. And then it allows me to move on. The next question pops up.
Great to hear that. So what interests you most about this position?
What interests most about this position? Well, I've always wanted to make a career in automotive industry, and I am an engineer, so I want to apply my engineering skills. So basically, when it allows me to then record my answer, save and continue, the next question keeps popping.
Vishal. So why sales?
Once again, all the answers that I'm giving, all my recordings, they are going in the background, they're getting stored in my recordings area. The whole idea is to get them to repeat the scenarios over and over again, and we recommend them to at least do 20 minutes of practice a day, not to try and smash the course in a period of 3 days or 4 days. This is about doing regular practice for over 2 months. So silver is over 2 months, gold is over 2 months, and platinum is also over 2 months. After the interview dojo, they go back and take our next course, which is our gold course. Now, gold is where obviously we are scaling up a little bit. So we are taking one notch up, and we are then going dabbling into more important skills such as body language skills. Now, one part is obviously verbal skills, next part is non-verbal skills, and then we taking them into non-verbal body language or non-verbal communication, which is body language, and more about personal introduction. So personal introduction, when we talk about in the gold course, we are talking going more in depth, and now we are going to start talking about more I guess more fact finding or more objective questions, where they get asked things like, give us a situation where you showed your leadership skills, or give us a situation where you were a team player and what did you do. So things like where there are a lot of open-ended questions, which then has to dig into, which allows you to, if you have practice, then it allows you to then use that repertoire to answer those questions. Small talk is another area where we obviously teach them how to do how to engage in small talk, whether it's a formal situation where you are at work, or an informal situation. And this is one very interesting part, because when we beta tested our product in 5 universities, we got told that this is one part where lots of I guess the youngsters, they struggle, or they feel it is a bit of a challenge, because they don't know how to crack the ice when they go at work. What are they going to say at first day at work, or what are they going to say in first day in a new environment, for example. So small talk is another way where we allow them to practice using one of our dojos, where they're going to obviously practice their small talk skills and hone their small talk skills as well. Meeting etiquettes is where we teach them, we show them what is the meaning of etiquettes, what is etiquettes at work, what are etiquettes in informal situation as well. So after we get out of this, let's go to our 3 other dojos. So this is a simulated conversation dojo. Now this is a dojo or practice tool. When I say dojo, it is all our practice tool. This is a practice tool which actually is done or is made in such a way on the answers you give, it branches out. So it actually based on, so whether if I say yes to an answer or no to an answer, or what or the opinion I give, it basically the next question comes up based on the answer I give. So for example, this is a scenario where Kevin is been asked that how long have you been into A1 printing solution, and I will answer, I've been here for 4 years. It goes next, and then
so I might be seeing you more often. So what do you do during weekends?
Okay, so this is basically asking, Kevin, or if I'm Kevin, what am I doing during weekends? Or I just stay home and watch TV. So for example, based on the answer I give, it then pre-populates the next question.
Thanks, Kevin. Nice talking to you. Let's talk later.
Okay, so basically it shows that there is not a lot of match between what I am saying and what Kevin as me I'm saying and what the other person at the other end is saying. So it then concludes the conversation, unless obviously all this journey or all this recordings are recorded at the back and feedback is given. The person won't know what to say next or how to open this conversation. So that is one big piece of what we are doing. The body language dojo is another dojo where we are teaching them different aspects of body language. So starting from posture to gestures to just staring at or looking at the room or looking at the audience, eye contact, and different aspects of eye contact. What is power pose? So let's say an eye contact. So first and foremost, there is once again using a scenario. We are telling them, okay, this is a scenario. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to play this because we already have a video going, so it will not play. So the idea is to basically throw them a scenario, and based on the scenario, then we give them an exercise. So the exercise is very simply, for example, that you are out here, for example, you are in a formal situation where you have to go and address a room full of 10 people. How are you going to do it? So once they look at the master video, so the master video is of a lady who is addressing the room, as you can see. So I'm just going to quickly run that. And then they have to, based on that, they have to then record their own version of that exercise. Once they record that, once again, that recording goes back and stays on our my recording section. So this is the body language dojo, which teaches them a lot more about body language. There is another aspect of interviews skill, which is called the interview skill gold. So interview skill gold is, as I said, where based on the first interview skill dojo that I showed, there are a lot more scenarios which then allow the learners to practice their more objective skills, or sorry, objective answers or open-ended answers skills, where they will go and practice, things like a 5-year plan. So tell me, Kevin, what is your 5-year plan? How do you answer that question is what is taught in that dojo. Apart from those 3 dojos, we have got the telephonic conversation dojo. So telephonic conversation dojo is very simply, we are teaching them how to answer telephone calls, or when telephone rings, what is the first thing they say. Now this is a dojo which is very important, especially if we are for our BPO customers, for example, or customers who want to train their staff in customer service or sales skills. So this is what we teach in our Platinum Dojo. So Platinum Dojo, once again, platinum module. So platinum module is where once again we take it one notch up, and now we are going to go more into things like email writing skills. So after we have taught them, verbal skills, non-verbal skills, body language, now we go more into deeper into tonality and pitch. So what is, for example, the right pitch to use? That is very important when you're having obviously telephonic conversations, for example, or you.
Telephonic conversations are very important.
So this is once again where we using this kind of a game mechanism, we take from pre-assessment, then we go to telephonic conversation. Active listening is one area which is very, very important. What we have done is we have, once we teach them about what is the difference between hearing and listening, what is active listening, why active listening is important, how all the major leaders and whether it's world political leaders or whether business leaders, how they become great leaders by developing this one skill alone, which is active listening. In active listening, we have got a very interesting dojo where we actually play lots of, so this is our active listening dojo, as you can see. Now this is where we start by teaching them what is active listening during casual conversation. So obviously we've got certain files. This is, for example, a podcast of Meghavi having her first day at work.
And joined a company where she meets Deepika.
So we play, the whole idea is to play, get them to listen to a podcast or an audio file. And then based on that podcast or audio file, there are questions that are built around it. Now, these questions are formulated in such a way that it draws the underlying theme of that podcast. So unless that person is listening, unless they are actively engaged in listening, they will not be able to answer that correctly. Once again, when that question is asked.
How does Meghavi normally travel from Noida?
Okay, so the question here is, and probably if you can't hear, it says, how does Meghavi travel from Noida? Now, unless I've listened to it carefully, that Meghavi travels from Noida to work in a bus, I would not be able to answer. So then I record my answer. Meghavi travels from Noida to her work by auto, for example, and then it stops. Once again, when the recording goes and sits in the my recording area, the reviewer is going to review that. He's going to listen to it, and he'll be able to tell them that, look, you did not listen to it carefully because you were not listening, you were just hearing, because Meghavi doesn't travel by auto, she travels by bus, for example. Just trying to give you an example how it works. Now, while they are recording this, my speech coach is again another area which shows them where they are pausing, where they are speaking very loudly, or where they are using a lot of ums and ahs, and just so that they can speak fluidly and they can speak without any kind of pauses. So this is another tool that we use to teach them active listening, and using lots of scenarios. Once again, we use podcasts, we use stories, we use audio files, and building those kind of scenarios, we teach them what actually active listening is all about. This is another tool which is called video interview tool. Once again, I don't think I'll be able to use it because we've got a camera on. So video interview tool is, I believe it is one of our most contemporary tools, purely because these days, majority, out here, probably 98% of interviews are now being done virtually. In a virtual environment, if you are not actively listening or actively displaying professional body language or using appropriate language and dressing skills, I think you will quickly get pushed out. So this is, I guess, a culmination or summation of everything that we are teaching so far, which is our video interview tool. Once again, same principle, the scenarios pop up, questions come in, they have to record themselves answering those questions. Those recordings again go and sit in the my video recording section, which I'll be showing shortly, or actually Amish might be showing shortly. This is email writing tool. Very quickly, once again, email writing tool is more to teach them how to write emails using different scenarios. So for example, we've got this one scenario complaint email.
They bought a new laptop.
So your name is Rajat, for example, you bought a laptop and you've got a problem with the laptop. How are you going to write an email to the company? So this is where it prompts you to write, write that email. Who are you going to CC to? Subject, problem with the laptop. So basically it prompts you to write, and if I'm writing the wrong thing, then it will automatically correct it, and it will allow the learner to understand what is the right, first and foremost, what is right spellings, what is the right grammar, what is the right diction, what is the right salutation. So it should, whether it's a Mr. So-and-so, or whether it is dear sir. So basically based on the scenario, it prompts them to use the right language. And then it, once you submit, it basically automatically goes and corrects the entire email. So the whole idea is to teach them over and over again about how to practice each and every skill. The recordings that I was talking about, so we will talk about the Skills Guru. Now, Skills Guru, once again, as I said, is an area. So whatever I was practicing while I was showing you, I've used my use login. So that is sitting there. So it basically shows that I have gone ahead and secured 1,430 points in practice and 4,000 points in course area. So the way this algorithm is written is only 80% weightage is attached to the practice, and 20% weightage is attached to the LMS. So the whole idea is to, the more you practice, the more score you get. Because I have not practiced as much and spent more time in course area, I'm still at intermediate level. So if I want to move to expert level, I need to go and practice more. So out here, it shows that I've completed fully 100% all my course areas. I've taken a quiz, so I've spent a lot more time in my LMS, in my theory, but in my practice, I have gone and practiced my interview skills quite a bit, but I've not gone and practiced my sentence development skills, for example, which is something I need to then go and practice. Now remember that this Skills Guru chart is something that is going to be visible to all the stakeholders. So whether you are a company owner or a company trainer or a TPO of a college, all this information is going to be accessible and available to you. So if I'm your student or if I'm your employee, you will be able to check here and you'll be able to pick that, Sharad, the reason you are not able to talk properly is because you've not gone and, for example, spend enough time in sentence development, or you've not gone ahead and understand what personality development is. So you need to go and practice that part more. Similarly, when I go into my learning dashboard, this is where all my recordings are sitting. So whatever I practice, for example, we looked at the basic questions. So all the recordings that I did, they are sitting here. So the reviewer, so this shows that my recordings, A, they are sitting here. B, that yet they are reviewed, yet to be reviewed, yet to be submitted, because I have not submitted. So once I submit them for review, this is where it then goes, it then changes to waiting for review. Now this, once I've submitted, it has gone to the reviewer area. So the reviewer is the TPO of the college, or is the training cell of a company, or it goes to our reviewers. So Skitter has got their own panels of reviewers, which then go and review each file, and they give on a 5-star rating system, they give a rating based on different aspects of the skill. So if it's a communication skills, then it's going to rate you on your pronunciation, your diction, your volume, your tonality, and your overall understanding of the subject or the question. If it's body language, then the video file is going to be rated based on whether you use the correct posture, whether you use the correct gesture, whether you understood the exercise well, and whether you used the right amount of gestures which were required in that particular exercise. And that feedback, ladies and gentlemen, becomes the most valuable learning piece for any other learning, as we understand that without feedback, that actual learning never happens, which is the reason why a lot of the LMS-based portal, for example, or LMS-based online websites, they are not able to deliver the goods, because once you take a course, after 3 to 4 days, where, as I say, the forgetting curve starts, starts, and probably by the 5th or 6th day, whatever you've learned, you forget, unless you've gone ahead and practiced and cemented that learning. So I'm going to actually pass it to Amish, and Nimil Bhai or Deepak Bhai, can we allow Amish to share, because he's going to show the reviewer part, where how our reviewing works, how the feedback mechanism works is going to be shown.
So what do you want? You want to give screen sharing of some other person?
Yes, to Amish. He should be there in the in our gathering as well.
He's Ankit or Anish?
Amish.
Anish A. Patel.
Amish Patel, yeah, AMISH.
Anish, can you just raise your hand, because there are many Patel and many.
Amish, can you raise your hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
One Patel is from Australia, another Patel is from India.
That should be Amish from Australia. He's the one.
Yeah, okay. I think he's A. Patel, right?
Yes.
Okay, just hold on. Yeah, Anish, can you hear?
Amish, can you? I think he can.
Yes, I can hear. Maybe I'll just show a quick video, if it is okay.
Yeah, I think we show the video, because there are question and answer. People are asking
questions. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
So you go ahead with the video.
Okay, now I just need to share my screen. So give me a second.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, Amish.
Can you see the review tool?
Yes.
So it will be a quick 2 minutes video. So maybe it will explain everything which is there.
Yep.
So this is where it starts, where I think Sharad had said that all the...
It's not started yet, Amish.
Pardon?
It's not started. It hasn't started. Video hasn't started.
Okay, sorry. You can see now?
Yes.
So this is where I think Sharad was saying, you can hear me as well, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so this is where all the videos, I think what Sharad had said, they sit here, the learner submits her or her recording for assessment. They submit from here, waiting for review. Now you will see how the assessors review the screen. The assessment is done in simple steps, personalized as well. And the reviewer chooses steps to follow. Is the student chooses the student first, chooses the scenario which has been submitted. So this is first of all, this is now the reviewer screen. I'll choose the student from here. And from there, I'll say Amish Patel, that's my name. And I'll choose a scenario which has been submitted. So for example, hotel booking, or say for a tech support associate, one of those things. And here is where I'll stop and say, this is now the place which I think Sharad was mentioning. Just a second. Can you see the attributes?
Yes.
So these are the attributes which I think Sir then mentioned. So here the learner, that particular scenario is about interview. So the learner is then being tested on optimum speed, correct diction, confidence. Pardon? You can hear me, yeah?
Yes, we can.
Yes. And then there is a reviewer comment down here, and then is an overall review can be done, and then the reviewer can say needs improvement or is approved. I'll just keep on continuing the video so you can understand how the whole thing works. It's, I think, quite self-explanatory. It goes down from there, and the person then listens to each and every video and gives their comments over there. So it is a personalized, yet it is also showing some kind of standardization, because all of them, every single person will be viewed on the same attributes which are there. So there is standards. For example, if it is a college, everybody will be viewed on the same thing. The ratings are done, as you can see on the video, and then I can write my comments as a reviewer. Good job, whatever it is, but needs some improvement in certain area. Improve on your confidence, practice more. Those are the things which can be done. So now that basically ends the period, and then the person who is reviewed goes back and checks, needs improvement. The person who has submitted can see the review, can see it is more improvement. This is what the comment has been given by the reviewer. So the whole 360 feedback of that particular recording which was done can be clearly seen. You have seen, I think it was quite rushed, but I don't think we have enough time. But I think you have understood the concept of how the whole 5 or 6 steps takes place for reviewing the content, giving the feedback, and also the student receiving back the feedback from the reviewer. I think that's in a nutshell. So we can open up with questions, I think so. Sorry.
Yeah. So there are some questions that have been, I think some people have started putting. So duration of the course, the duration of the course is 2 months for silver, 2 months for gold, and 2 months for platinum. We will not talk here about any kind of costs or charges here. Obviously, this is more about talking about what the tools do for you. So as once again, to go back, these 9 tools, they start teaching you, or they allow you to practice your communication skills, your active listening skills, interview skills. When you say interview skills per se, it's very, I don't think it's fair to just say interview skills, because interview skills is a subset or rather, there are so many other skills that are involved in an interview, just not speaking skills. So that's why our interview, if you look at our video interview dojo, it actually teaches you body language, it teaches you communication skills, it also teaches you personality development and confidence building. So there is a lot of things that go in there, plus critical thinking as well, because remember, based on the scenario, you are going to you will be required to formulate your answers or formulate your responses based on the situation. So these 9 tools, which again and again will require you to practice over and over and over again, so that they can then further fortify your skills, so they can make those skills permanent part of your memory, muscle memory, rather than just being something that you just read, or something you tick boxes and you write a quick paper or quiz, and you think, yeah, that's it, this is a tick, you get a certificate. So that's not the idea here. The idea here is to get you to practice. Will this training be online? Yes, this is training which is online. Offline possible? Unfortunately not, because it is Google based. So it is cloud based rather, sorry. So it does require internet connection, and all our tools are complementing Google or supporting Google browser. So you will need a Google browser, but which I guess is very common. Due to poor coverage. Look, we've used our tools that we have built once again, they're based on internet, obvious internet connectivity. It does not require a lot of bandwidth, because we haven't used heavy, I guess, tools in there. There is a part, as Deepak Bhai said, the part of those tools does use artificial intelligence. So there are these that are, for example, in pronunciation, based on how closely it matches the actual pronunciation, you get that feedback, whether it's matching, 10%, 20%, 30%, 90%. So those kind of things do require, the certain internet connectivity, because that response has to be generated. If the internet connectivity is poor, then that might not be possible. So once again, the only thing it requires is internet connection and a Google Chrome or a laptop and PC. This is not friendly, for mobiles. It is only for adult learning is continuously moving towards laptops or PC as an interface. As you can see, all the initiatives starting from Dell, which has started ARM, and IBM has started their own initiative. They are constantly pushing people towards PC and laptop, because that, friends, is the serious way of learning online in this scenario. Once again, subscription, we're not going to talk about these aspects, because obviously, this is not a forum to talk commercials. But if you have any other questions, I can see there are a lot more questions. You can direct them to our chairman, sir, and
have you Indianized this particular version, or it is an Australian base, the pronunciations and everything?
Yeah. So everything,
and the dressing code, the expectation of the people in India and the expectation of the people in Australia and maybe in the foreign countries different when you go for an interview. So is it Indianized, or is it, how is it?
So the technology, Deepak Bhai, was built in Australia, but all the content is curated and built in India, because we wanted this particular portal to be targeting India and as a continent and as a base. So everything that you see, including the pronunciation, including the voiceovers, including our virtual tutors, they are all Indianized, and all the content is curated and context for Indian mass. Yes.
And do you update this content of the website regularly?
So the entire tool that we have built, and thanks for asking that, Deepak, because that's one part, it's very important to understand that the entire tools that we have built, they are fully customizable. What you saw is just, I think, 40, 50 odd scenarios. We are going to keep loading scenarios, or for example, our partners. So when we went to Ford Motors, for example, so Ford wanted to load scenarios to train their dealership network. So, and they wanted in Hindi or English rather. So our portal allows, any language, or allows you to remotely push any scenarios. We have online partners, for example, colleges who are in Pune. They are engineering colleges, so they want to load only engineering related scenarios, or scenarios which give their engineering students, those communication skills or interview skills, job skills. Then we are loading scenarios based on that. The scenarios, they can be loaded within 48 hours to 3 days period. It's a very short window, as opposed to, a lot of the LMS, so heavy that to make any sort of changes, it takes months or years. So we can't constantly push. Every 14 days, we will be pushing one scenario or business case study. So it is constantly updating, including the LMS as well.
Good. In fact, there are a lot of curiosity about people using this. So do you provide any free or some trial kind of thing so that people experience how exactly this portal works? So what I suggest that if you have some skin, probably you just pass on to Baroda Management Office, and probably the people who are attending this program, they can talk to the BMA back office, and back office will help them that how to get a trial kind of things.
Perfect, not a problem. So we do have our, if you, we obviously, when I showed you our homepage, the first version, which is the silver. that actually it's a free or freemium rather, which is allowed for 15 days. Obviously, it has got limited functionalities. So the review part, which Amish showed, and the skills group part, those two are not available, because for them to be able to have access to that, they have to have dedicatedly use it for 2 months. But 100%, let them try it out. We will be more than happy for BMA. We'll be more than happy to
So
give it.
what I'm suggesting is that you just send a separate mail to me, which I'll forward to the back office of the Baroda Management Association, and the people who are attending this program, probably they can get the benefit of or probably get a feel of this particular program.
Sure. Someone is asking which course will be recommended for graduate students. So, well, for graduate students, basically, we would say silver, gold, and platinum, all three. Whether you do it over 6 months, whether you do it over 3 months, we don't want you to spend more than, or rather, we recommend you spend only 20 minutes a day, because that memory muscle has to develop. So this is not one of those courses where you just do it over 3 days and you think, yep, that's it, you've learned everything. We want you to keep practicing. The more you practice, the more you gain. So our recommendation is all up 6 months, 2 for silver, 2 for gold, and 2 for platinum. But then again, learning never stops. You should keep practicing once you've landed a job, because we are very confident, we've got success stories of, so one of our, students who actually used this in Australia was able to crack a job, purely because he was very, he was not very confident on in opening, conversation. So using our, simulated conversation dojo, he practiced, 3, 4, 5 scenarios, and we were very, very impressed that, he was able to relay that success story to us, that look, it made it easier for him to go in a social environment and say hello to the manager of that company, and then further, push his resume through. He was able to connect, he was able to argue his case. And the next thing he's now working as a coder for and who would have thought that a coding or coding skills or coder would require soft skills to land a job? But that's exactly what happened. Are these courses free? Well, once again, we are going to give the silver for free. So as for you to sample it, about the charges, etc., once again, we'll not discuss it here. How is this course useful for job seekers? My friend, if anything, this course is for job seekers or graduates, and more so for SMEs or small to medium-sized enterprise or businesses, because that's where the real need is. Remember that we've got so many cases of SMEs who have had an increase of 150 to 300% of the productivity, purely because they used these tools to train their staff. Is this program, or is this portal, or is this technology for the Tatas or the Reliances? Probably not. We need to find our own tribe. So our tribe is what we call any SME. Our tribe is what we call any educator, whether it's a college or university, or our tribe is any job seeker or someone who's going or willing to acquire soft skills to break through that monotony of whether it's a entry-level job and he wants to graduate to a team leader's role or a manager's role. The Tatas and Reliances, they've got their own training cells. I'm not going to debate into how effective those training cells are at this point, but this is more for people who are actually wanting to develop the skills, not so that they can land a job, but so that they can have a career from here till forever. So that's why our philosophy is learn how to fish and you'll eat for life. This is not about the promise, we don't want to get into, okay, you do this, you'll get a job. 100% you will, because obviously, you'll get the skills. But this is more about so that you never need to get a job. They will come and find you because you've got the skills. Yeah. And you can do anything, with soft skills, whether it's job, whether it's
one question from Mr. Nirmal Parekh.
Yes.
That the samples that you're shown are of the basic skill set, and
Yes.
it is more for the students or the beginners.
Yes.
Can you develop advanced level learning program on a variety of topics meant for the corporate, which includes business case study, video, and simultaneous? Mr. Nirmal Parekh is one of the known trainer in and around Gujarat, and he is basically a corporate trainer for various topics, and he is doing a lot of advanced training program. So his question is that whether some of the advanced training program which he is able to do, can that be included, and can that be
Great
developed
solutions.
as a part of your Skitter
Perfect.
portal?
Sure. So just to let Mr. Parekh know that, look, basically the tools that we have created, they are meant for any sort of practice, especially for SMEs or corporates. These tools are very powerful only because they allow any sort of material or any sort of content to be loaded. So when you say business case studies, for example, we've had the similar experience when when we bagged Ford Motors. When we went to Ford Motors, for example, that a very unique requirement. They obviously, for a lot of our, they continuously told us that they have a very strong LMS, because obviously it's a 40-year-old, the American company, very strong LMS. We allowed them to present it, and then we told them that, look, the one of them, what is your pain point? And they said the main pain point at that point for the leaderships was the attrition rate was very high. So the reason we knew that the reason the attrition rate was high is because those skills that they are giving, they are just LMS based or unidimensional skills, where they are obviously clicking boxes and they're just walking away without gaining actual transferable or replicable skills. So what we did is we built special customized scenarios for them based on the test cases they gave, based on the user cases they gave, or the business cases they gave. So they had scenarios where there is a typical a car owner is coming onto the shop floor. They are coming for service. So the service person is required to then engage with the customer, find out about what sort of repairs they require, how they will engage them, accurate information, and then service. So basically, to answer your question, we have another client that has a specific requirement on customer service skills or sales skills. So they want all the scenarios to be written so that they can only give customer service skills for an insurance company, or sales skills for an insurance client. We have a client in Mumbai who's a transformer company. Typical case, very fast moving or fast growing company. They've got over 600 employees in 3 countries, one India, one Germany, and one America. And they've got a training cell with only 3 people. 2 of them are full-time trainers, and 1 of them is just someone who's just started. So the trainers are required to first and foremost write the manuals, write the training format, and then go and actually deliver the training. By the time they are done that, the product already changes. So they are constantly in that vicious cycle. And the owner approached us through one of the forums and said, can you build? And when we showed that this can be done within 48-hour window, he just could not believe. And we had some amazing results with that client, especially because they were across the globe. So that's what I'm saying to answer your question. It is for corporates, and yes, on case by case basis and through consultation. Amish is obviously an expert as far as content creation is concerned, especially for top end manager level training or complex trainings. So we can definitely include and format that for sure.
Deliver that. Yeah.
Deliver it. Yeah.
The last question, Madam Bhagyashri, what is the science behind practice and how does it actually help?
Okay, so there are 2. I would say, very simply put, it's listen, learn, repeat. So listen, learn, practice, repeat. So there, it just keeps that chain keeps extending. The only time you can actually learn is when you receive feedback. So that's why we have introduced that element of feedback, where whatever you're practicing, so all our practice, for example, is done in audio or video format. So it's either recorded as a voice recording or through a video recording. Now, if you look at our skitter reflect, that is where you actually receive feedback. Once you receive feedback, you repeat the cycle once again of practicing with that knowledge that this is the, or that focus or laser focus that, okay, I need to improve on this part. That's how you improve, and that's how your skills, and as I said, your myelin, which is your, the fat around your muscle, sorry, or your nerves, that keeps fattening, and that's how you become an athlete, or that's how you become a successful actor, or a leader, by practice, practice, practice. So that's a science of practice.
Kinesthetic learning.
Kinesthetic, yeah. A VARC model, or VARC, or video, sorry, we've used VARC model to apply, our tools, or sorry, VARC model we have applied to our tools to make them very powerful. Yes.
Okay.
Neville bhai, I think it's the time to summarize the program. Sharad bhai, thank you very much for delivering a wonderful talk. And I think you covered very nicely about all the aspect of communication skill, appearing the interview, writing email, then maybe active listening, and a whole lot of things. And you basically explained properly that how exactly it is being taught, how exactly interactively being done. Probably the progress of the people who are attending this program is measured, and people also know that whether his skill is getting improved or not. And there are various levels of training program, so that once you acquire a certain basic skill level, you can go to the next level and go to the next level, and ultimately you become an expert. And probably you can do at your own time, at your own available place. So this is an excellent tool where people can learn a lot, maybe a dressing sense and how you appear for the interview and whatnot. So thank you very much for coming to Baroda Management Association, for delivering an excellent Friday evening talk. And I think participants are benefited a lot. And thank you very much for offering your silver module free to the people who have attended this program today. And you send the details to Baroda Management Association, so that the people who have attended this program, we can in turn give your silver module to the participants, so that they can get the feel of your product. And probably we may invite you to a one-day workshop, maybe a management development program, or maybe some corporate training program with the help of your. So thank you very much once again for coming to Baroda Management Association, and it was very nicely done, and you meet the expectation of the participants well. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Bhai,
sir.
over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deepak bhai. Congratulations, Sharad bhai, first of all. It's a wonderful software. First time I have seen something is really mean for the job seeker, what the gentleman asked the question. Because in today's scenario, you can see in India, the major problem is people are getting the degree from wherever, but the major problem, specifically engineering fraternity, that communication skill to the all the personality development skill, they are lack of things. And yes, if you are summarized in a one word, there is one fantastic response you have received from Nirmal Bhai, because Nirmal Bhai is basically my senior person in the personality development training program. And if Nirmal Bhai has used the word great, that means I am not allowed to say anything beyond that. There's nothing.
Thank you.
One of the author person.
Thank you very much.
નિર્મલભાઈ કોર્પોરેટ ટ્રેનરમાં ભીષ્મ પિતામહ કહેવાય. બરોડા કોર્પોરેટ ટ્રેનિંગ એન્વાયરમેન્ટમાં he is one of the.
That'd be fantastic to at some point.
Congratulations to Deepak bhai also. In a Friday evening talk, basically, sometimes I say to my committee people that it's a research laboratory for me since last one decade, that what kind of program we should invite, and what kind of speakers we should invite. So, Sharad bhai, something is unique thing that the one speaker is addressing the topic based on the for the personality development, but based on the software. અમને તો પહેલા એમ હતું કે આનું કેવી રીતના ટોક શો થશે એ મારી, and the way I've received the continuous response from and what Deepak bhai say, yes, in the lighter mode and like advertise માં જે શરદ ભાઈ કાયમ સાંભળે છે દિલ માંગે મોર એક से क्या होगा, I think 1 hour is not enough for Barodian. It's not justice to the people. Please join us for the workshop program. Deepak bhai, can we do something in January? Let's do it.
January,
So,
yes.
I'll be in touch with Sharad bhai and we'll ask him to do probably a one-day event where participants can really get the benefit of various modules in a proper way.
100%.
Make it more participative.
Maybe one we can show them one time we can show them silver, one time we can show them, because it's so rich in the tapestry. There's so many elements. It's very hard to just rush it. But today, and thanks to Deepak bhai, he's got the vision. No doubt. I don't need to say that. Everyone knows he's a visionary, because he has that neck to pick or understand that, okay, this can make that difference. I mean, we build this. Yes, we know that we have found a target market, etc. But we really want to make a difference from where we are from. And we are from, all three of us are from Anand or Gujarat. And we, when we were in Pune, we met the owners of Aspiring Minds, and they were saying, oh, they had a great success because they hail from Pune and they got their first break from Pune, etc. and whatever not. So we believe that, look, with support from people like yourself, everyone, and BMA in particular, we can really make a difference.
That's the main thing.
What making a difference is, whether it's getting people to get more jobs or getting them to be able to have better future, better career, better life, whatever it is, we are here and we'll work whichever way you want to bring it out in the open. Yeah.
ભાઈ એક લાઈનમાં ગુજરાતીમાં તમારા માટે કોમેન્ટ કરવા દો અમને કે બાપ, હું તો રાજકોટનો કાઠિયાવાડી જો એટલે ગુજરાતીમાં ટિપિકલ કહીશ કે બાપુ વિદ્યાનગરનું પાણી બાકી ભારે જોરદાર ઓસ્ટ્રેલિયામાં Yeah, Deepak bhai, can we move forward? Yeah.
ચરોતરના પટેલ ગાંઠે નહીં ભાઈ.
Yeah, what about the next Friday evening talk basically?
Done. 100%.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will just announce the next Friday talk.
No problem, sir. Anytime. Deepak bhai, I'll send you that email. Anyway, thank you so much. And I'll send you that email for silver. Free so that they can test it out and let them enjoy.
The next Friday evening talk is very important for the Baroda Management Association because it's a talk of the year, because it's a special Friday evening talk, and known is very popular at Dr. Srikanthia Memorial Lecture. So we have invited our own Barodian and the very popular personality Sharad bhai. My humble request and invitation directly live.
No doubt we'll be there.
Sharad bhai, when you come to know about the personality of Dr. Madhu Mehta. Dr. Madhu Mehta is a great Barodian, very known from Silicon Valley, and he is the person who is the pioneer in telecom sector in India. Sharad bhai, બોલો ₹1 નો ફોન અને સોફ્ટવેર જે આવતું હતું ને મોબાઈલ ટેલિકોમ W that is basically invented by Dr. Madhu Mehta first time in India. It is a very known in telecom sector, and in Baroda also is a chairman emeritus of Vadodara Innovation Council and also one of the founder person of iCreate Gandhinagar. It's a very
iCreate is a part of iCreate as well.
Yeah, iCreate is a person. So may I invite you, તમને અત્યારે સ્પીકર છો પણ હું તમને ઇન્વિટેશન આપી શકું, તમે અમને બંનેને હું આપું છું કે પ્લીઝ જોઈન ધીસ પ્રોગ્રામ. So but the minor change in the program timing about, because the time schedule that we will start the program by 6:15 on the next Friday.
That's fine.
So 6:15 we will start opening and complete all the formalities, and then by 6:30 sharp the Dr. Madhu Mehta lecture will start, and by 7 or 10 we will address the question answer session. So maybe by 6:25 we will open the screen and start the program. I think Deepak bhai clear?
Yes, very good.
Yeah, and these are EMA helpline number. If you can, everybody requested to take the screenshot. You may connect via WhatsApp or Facebook or any kind of social media, specifically for today's software requirement, because I receive many comment in the personal WhatsApp also that people are interested to go for the some development software or maybe somewhere some trial version. So let us see how we can move it. Yeah, over to Deepak.
So, in fact, Sharad Bhai is kind enough, so he has agreed. In fact, I talked to him before the program that if the people ask, he has agreed that he will give the silver version free to everybody.
For sure.
So that is kind of him. And you just send me the details how exactly it is to be given. I'll pass on to BMA, and BMA will circulate to those people.
Yeah.
No doubt. Perfect, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much once again.
Nice talking.
And in fact, it is very humble of Nirmal Bhai. He still says that I'm a learner. And I think he is Bhishma Pitama because at this age and at this level, he still keep on learning.
I saw that.
And that's how he is above everybody. So that is the secret of his success. So thank you, Nirmal Bhai, for being a part of our
No wonder he's the best
program.
soft skill trainer, as you said.
Yeah, so he is one of the best trainer in Baroda. So thank you, Nirmal Bhai, for being part of it. And we will close this session. Thank you very much, everybody, all the participants. Your response was excellent. Today we have more than 200 people attending this program. So I think this is one of the highest number. So thank you very